What you're looking at here is a map highlighting the Bellascate gold, silver, copper grades in Jamaica. Karube Resources, now known as C3 Metals, finalized what you're seeing here. Now what I've done is segmented the map in two. What I intend to do now is to highlight the locations with the most significant grade of gold, silver, and copper. From there, I will give relative context to those high producing gold, silver, and copper mines in the world and showcase the relative potential for this area, as well as some of the considerable drawbacks for similar operations taking place here. Please note, if you love this content and are yet to subscribe to this channel, please click on that button right now. Similarly, if you'd like to have a tour of this and other areas within Jamaica, feel free to send me an email at obfitness4u@gmail.com. We also have it written in our description under this video. Victoria Edit, 59 grams gold, 1,934 grams silver, 45% copper. Elma Fisher, 14 grams gold, 499 grams silver, 22.3% copper. Elma Mine, 40% copper. Gardener's Gully, 27.4 grams gold, 333 grams silver, 16.3% copper. Haw Rye Gully, 40.1 grams gold, 152 grams silver, 5.8% copper. Old Woman Hill, 24.6 grams gold, 62.8 grams silver, 6% copper. Mother's Hawk Hill, 77.1 grams gold, 298 grams silver, 7.5% copper. Keys, 5 grams gold, 1,080 grams silver, 14% copper. Charing Cross Mine. Grabs include 40.1 gram gold, 37 grams silver. Stamford Hill Mine. 560,000 tons mined at 5% copper, 4.5 grams gold, 303 grams silver, 32% copper. Ginger Ridge Porphyry Drill Core, 40.5 grams gold, 106 grams silver, 6.3% copper at 1.5 meter length. At this time, I present you with examples of top producing gold, silver, and copper mines across the world, examples that will give you some reference to what it is that you're listening as it relates to the Bellascate era I just presented. The Golden Triangle in British Columbia, Canada, is said to have reserves of 263 million tons of gold with a grade of 5%. The Nevada gold mine is said to have an overall grade of 4.1 grams per ton of gold. The Marantau gold mine in Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan is said to be in the region of 1.5 to 4 grams per ton. And here in the Caribbean, the Pueblo Viejo gold mine in the Dominican Republic is said to be at a grade range of 1.87 to 2.09 grams per ton. In terms of copper, it is said that economically viable copper grade in the range of 0.2% and 1%. And in terms of high grade silver, it is said that grades of 50 and above is considered to be high grade. Now then, you should be able to see that the value of the Bellascate era in Jamaica is extensively high. And in that respect, it gives indication as to why there exists great interest in the gold and other precious metals exploration companies in continuing their efforts in the Bellascade and around other inlayers of Jamaica. What it is that I now need for you to grasp is that in the context of the relative value of this area, Bellascade, there does exist significant challenges in Jamaica being able to replicate a similar global or rather world class gold, silver, copper mines. Basically speaking, if it's a case that the Bellascade era is to have any chance of maximizing its potential in terms of the gold, the silver, and the copper mining extraction, what has to more than likely take place is significant disruption of the current landscape. From our research, what it is that is the most preferred method of mining is open pit. And in the context of the open pit, you would have to remove a wider area of earth to then eventually get down towards the target zones. This form of mining is considered to be relatively safest in comparison to underground mining. And in the context of what it is that is the geology of the area of Bellascate, be it that the area is highly fractured, so there are a lot of faults, and in the context of the area, there does exist the major fault line or fault zone, such as the Rio Minho Crawl River Fault. In that regard, they're basically suggesting that there exists a high seismic hazard for underground mining exploits. And to go deep underground in highly fractured zones will require significant investment in terms of, for safety and retrofitting, etc. So the open pit will be the preferred, but the Bellascate area has extensive population. There also exists agricultural economic activities. We have area that is highly drained into rivers such as the Rio Minho River and other rivers. And then you have to consider the fact that we may have aquifers. So communities depend on water to disrupt this zone or this area for primarily mining, and to then now basically cause a relocation of the populations that depend on this area or reside in this area is an extensive economic consideration or outcome that the mining companies would have to factor in terms of the economic viability of the Bellascade era. This is just giving you insight into probably why it's a case that mining exploits have not necessarily taken off as it is right about now. And in that regard to why there may be significant time that is being spent towards doing the kind of due diligence that is best for the Bellascade. Nevertheless, though, what it is that we can definitely take away is that the Bellasgate era of Jamaica has a significant deposition of gold, silver, and copper. And at the very least, there does exist the value of tourism, geotourism. And that is obviously an area that we are focused on.